we've all seen what a single AI can do, right? But the real world, it's messy, it's complex. It really needs a team of experts, not just one lone genius. So how do we actually build an AI that thinks and acts like a team? Well, let's get into it.
And that right there, that's the central question. It's not just about making a single smart AI. It's about creating entire systems where different AI agents can collaborate, each one bringing its own special skills to the table, just like a real-world expert team. Okay, so let's break down this core challenge. It's actually pretty simple to say, but way more complex to solve. Think about this. You ask an AI to analyze a company's financial health. You don't just need a number cruncher, no way. You'd need one agent that can go out and pull the latest stock data, another one that can read and summarize all the recent news articles about that company, and then maybe a third one to pull it all together into a report that actually makes sense.
The good news? There's a blueprint for exactly that. And today, we are unpacking it. We're going to dive deep into the agent sample repository over on GitHub. It's basically a code template that shows you step-by-step how to build a multi-agent system on AWS.
So, this whole blueprint is built on this really elegant, really powerful idea called the Agents as Tools pattern. Let's see exactly what that means.
Right at the heart of this whole thing is the orchestrator agent. Think of it as the project manager for your AI team. Its job isn't to do all the nitty-gritty work itself. Nope, it's to understand the big picture, the main goal, and then delegate the right tasks to the right specialist.
And this is where you can really see the magic happen. Let's go back to our financial tool example. A user might just ask something like, hey, what's the outlook for company X? The orchestrator gets that request, analyzes it, and thinks, okay, I need stock data and I need news. So it calls the stock data agent, then it calls the news agent. It gets both of those pieces of information back, and then it synthesizes them into one single coherent answer. It's this beautiful, efficient system of delegation.
All right, so we've got our project manager, the orchestrator, and the specialist agents. But what else is in this AI toolbox? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the key components that come with this code template.
So this repository gives you 4 absolutely essential building blocks. First up, you've got the orchestrator we've been talking about. Then, you get a set of 5 pre-built specialized agents, all ready for you to use for specific tasks. Third, and this is super important, you have a knowledge base. This acts as the team's shared brain, its library, using Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG, for context. And finally, and this is really powerful, you have local Python functions. These are actual pieces of code the agents can use as tools to take real-world actions.
So what can these agents really do? Well, they have a few incredible capabilities. First, they can retrieve context, pulling information straight from an Amazon knowledge base. This is what lets them answer questions based on your specific data. Second, they can execute code. We're talking about using those local Python functions as tools, which means they can run calculations, call other APIs, you name it. And third, the orchestrator can use the other agents themselves as tools. It's agents all the way down.
And this is a really crucial point to remember, straight from the source. This is a code template. It's not some finished off-the-shelf product. Think of it as a starting point, a foundation that's designed for you to model your own solution on top of, and then extend it for whatever your specific needs are.
Okay, so we've got the blueprint, we've got all the parts. How do you actually put this AI team together and get it running in the cloud? Well, this is where things get really, really cool and surprisingly simple. It's literally a 3-step process. Seriously. First, you clone the repo to get the code on your machine. Second, you just make sure you have the basics installed, like Python 3.11 and the AWS command line interface configured with the right permissions. And then, the third step, you just run one single command. That's it. One deployment script. And how long does this all take? Get this, about 15 minutes. Yeah. In roughly the time it takes you to go grab a coffee, you can have this entire multi-agent system deployed and running in the AWS Bedrock Agent Core runtime. That's a fully managed service from AWS designed specifically for building and scaling these kinds of agentic applications. Super efficient. All right, so your AI system is now live, running in the cloud. That's awesome. But what's the final step? How do you, and more importantly, your users, actually talk to it and bring it to life? This is where we see a really smart design choice, separating the brains from the face. The brains, that's your whole multi-agent system, are running securely in Bedrock Agent Core. So your job then becomes building the face, the user interface.
And this could be something as simple as a basic web app built with a Flask API server, which is a super lightweight way to create an endpoint that communicates directly with your Agent Core backend.
And this separation is a huge, huge advantage for any development team. All the heavy lifting, the complex AI logic, the task delegation, the tool use, all of that is handled by the backend running an Agent Core. This frees you and your team up to focus completely on what you do best, crafting a fantastic, intuitive, and beautiful user experience.
So let's just recap what we've got here. We have the agents as tools pattern, a simple, powerful idea. We have a one-command deployment that gets you up and running in minutes. The bottom line is, this repository is way more than just a bunch of code. It's a complete, deployable blueprint for building your own sophisticated, collaborative AI team. This is your foundation. You can plug in your own knowledge bases. You can create your own custom tools. The possibilities are pretty much endless. So the real question is, what are you going to build? What problem will your AI team solve first?